I know when I hear the name cancer, I automatically think of a very big wise man. My grandpa, Miles George Randall, born on July 12, 1948. He was a large man, shaped like Santa Claus except better smile and nicer hair. He was a great artist and teacher at his son's high school. He loved animals, adored nature, and had the best bear hugs. He was not fragile, but he was gentle. I love that I can call him Papa because he was honestly the most down-to-earth person you would have ever met. He felt captivated when he spoke. It was a dark day, September 15, 2016, when a bright 68-year-old man had finally let go of the grass. His son, my uncle, was just graduating high school when I was a freshman. So what is cancer and how is it related to the cell cycle?
I don't know.
The cell cycle is controlled by a complex series of signaling pathways by which a cell grows, replicates its DNA, and divides. The normal cells spend majority of their time, around 9%, in the interphase where they are not dividing. They just grow and prepare to synthesize DNA. The cells go through mitosis and then cytokinesis, which is dividing the cell into two identical cells with the same number of chromosomes. So why mitosis? Well, cells have to divide so we can grow, heal, and get the nutrients we need. The cells have to remain small to avoid information overload so they can get the waste and nutrients out quickly. When their surface area to volume ratio goes down, the cells begin to grow, and when they get too big, they can't exchange materials correctly. Cancer is a very destructive disease, and my grandpa sadly had gotten diagnosed with one that is rated with one of the highest death rates. Cancer is a malignant growth or tumor where a bunch of abnormal cells divide. A benign tumor is where this mass of cancer cells just kind of chill out in the same area. They set up camp in a specific part of the body and don't invade nearby tissue or travel throughout you. Where malignant is the total opposite and is when the cancer cells metastasize through the body uncontrollably, destroying body tissue. Now, if you're confused with the word metastasize, that is when the cells like to spread around. They are the trip takers. Sadly, the malignant category falls with my grandpa's pancreatic cancer and caused him to lose weight at a rapid rate, which is something that is extremely scary and painful to go through. Now remember, malignant is the one that attacks the tissue around it and loves to take trips around the body. Doctors do not know exactly what the cause is for this agonizing disease, but they do know some of the risks that affect the DNA of the cells in the pancreas. In the cell cycle, there are mechanisms that indicate if there are errors, and if so, it performs something called apoptosis, which is basically the cells committing suicide. In cancer, this process fails and results in uncontrolled cell proliferation. Although there is no way to tell what really causes this cancer, there are things that can risk it. The chromosomes that get inherited from your parents can give you a risk of getting it, damage to the DNA. It only takes one good copy of the cancer-related gene. Another cause is actually obesity. 8% of cancers are related to obesity, and it increases the risk of pancreatic cancer. We never knew that exact cause for my grandpa's because we never went through with a biopsy. It is safe to say, though, with the talks we have had, it was because of his eating habits. We actually took his remains and planted him into a tree. Unfortunately, 1.6% of men and women will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in their lives. Though it may not be a big percentage, the disease makes it very hard on the person and the family. It is more common around the age of 60. Over 80% of pancreatic cancer develops between the ages 60 and 80 years. The sad news is that there is really no way to prevent pancreatic cancer, only recommendations that can reduce the risk. You can start with quitting the smoking and maintaining a healthy diet. Also, avoiding certain chemicals is a big one. My grandpa used to work with harsh chemicals for a job he did when he was younger, and we believe that could have played a toll on his cancer. Here's a little sliver of good news from this depressing topic. Even though it is not pain-free, treatments that are included with this disease are removal of the pancreas, radiation, and chemotherapy. And we're back to the sad. About 91% of people who are diagnosed with pancreatic cancer will live within 5 years. Only 9% will survive living a longer time period than that. 74% of patients will die within the first year. The cell cycle is a pretty interesting thing, and it is important information to me knowing how the body grows and develops and when it gets too hard to heal because of the mutating cells. The cell cycle and mitosis means something to me, considering my family had taken my grandpa to live with us to take care of him at this hard time in his life. He was our rock. So here's to the 68-year-old soul that will live on.